At approximately 11:20 a.m. this morning, Port Hope Police received a call that they had heard an explosion at this residence in Bruton Street. And obviously it's still under investigation by the fire department. I'll let the fire chief speak to that. And very sad to say that 2 people have lost their lives today.
So this morning around 11:20, as the inspector mentioned, responders from all 3 Port Hope fire stations responded to Bruton Street. Upon arrival, there was heavy smoke and flames visible. Rescue efforts were in place. It is a multi-unit residential with rescues attempted in both occupancies. The fire knocked down and multiple patients transported to the hospital. The fire will be under investigation with the Office of the Fire Marshal, who are en route to the scene now.
Can you tell me 2 patients succumbed to their injuries, but were there others taken to hospital?
Yeah, 1 additional person was taken to the hospital. They came from one of the other units in the home.
Condition?
Unknown at this time.
Obviously, it's early on in the investigation, but I mean, can we say with, not the ages, but I mean, were they elderly, were they young, things like that, or who should answer?
Unfortunately, at this time, we can't release age or gender of the victims or patients.
Something like this is obviously uncommon when you see something like this in the daytime. Daytime fires are uncommon in a residential neighborhood with this amount of intensity. Can you just speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, it is quite uncommon. We're very lucky here in Port Hope where our structure fire numbers are very low. So when something like this does happen, it is uncommon and even more uncommon to spread to multi-unit such as this. Our responders did an absolutely amazing job this morning, both from police and fire. In fact, the initial rescue was completed by both a firefighter and police officer on duty. So tremendous effort on their part, and I thank them for that.
And if you can't, where I stand, but they believe one of the victims was on the main floor, second on the second floor?
Individuals were in multiple locations throughout the occupancy.
At this time, did it take long to put out? Like, how was it for extinguishment?
Extinguishment happened rather quickly. We were able to knock down the flames. There was a lot of high heat, which made it difficult to conduct the search inside.
Flames basically on the main floor?
Correct.
Just heavy smoke, and obviously it spread to the top?
Yes.
How would as I say, it's 2 lives lost, but I mean, this is something that rarely happens for, I don't want to say volunteer, but I forget the name, forgive me, the name of the fire department, but I mean, it's very tragic for everybody, for the community, obviously for the people, their families, but I mean, something like this is, it carries, you take it home.
It definitely is tragic. It hits hard with all the responders, with the community itself. We've had people driving by and people trying to come into the scene to check in on their neighbors and their friends and family to see that everyone's okay. And that goes right down to our responders. When I showed up on scene, the first thing I'm going to do is check in on staff to make sure they're okay. And just checking in on everybody. It definitely is emotional. This is a tight-knit town, and everybody does know everyone.
And this is fire prevention week.
And this is fire prevention, which makes it much more difficult.
Where does inspection start with fire analyzing the actual system?
Again, that will be up to the Office of the Fire Marshal. They're en route, so they'll be here in a few hours, and there'll be a joint investigation. And I think I'd like to add to what the chief said is that we're very grateful to have the firefighters. They are a volunteer unit and they train for this. They hope they never have to be involved in something like this, but it certainly shined today to see their training be in live action. So we want to thank you for that. We're very grateful.
Maybe I'll circle back for a sec. Also, the number of pets were discovered. Do we know the exact number and I guess species of those pets?
As of right now, 1 pet has been removed from one of the occupancies, and we'll continue to search for any other animals that may or may not be in the home.
Do any other people live there? Like, how many do not do any other? Do you know how many people live there?
We're still confirming the numbers of the exact number of tenants in the facility.
But is it a I don't want to say rooming house, but is it a normal dwelling? And I don't want to say normal. What is normal? But I mean, I don't want to like. Is it?
It is a duplex, and it is a family that live in both sides of the duplex, the same family.
So from one side of the duplex, do you know if there was any fire extinction into the other duplex side?
Definite smoke travel and smoke damage with some minor fire damage.